Remember when I spoke on the dark period that I experienced? I reached an extreme low in 2022. Key significance of what happened in 2022 is what birthed Flowstate. So after that lowest period in my life, I began to understand something very essential that changed me. The power of my mind. I manifest experiences with my mind. So I started studying law of attraction, manifesting, mindfulness, along with creating spiritual disciplines. There was not a day that I didn't rise, that I didn't pray. Prayer became the essence of everything that I am. I just became a prayer warrior, affirming my life, affirming situation. I meditated. Even when I was about to have my son, going through the labor pains and all of that, I meditated during my labor. About halfway through the labor, I did not budge from the blows of the contractions. Can't say the same for the second half because we won't talk about that. That was what it was. My point is that I started to transform in this period very heavily and create these practices that allowed me to continue on this journey and arrive here today. So after I had my son, I became inspired to expand my mind, my experiences, his experiences, to become the best version of myself, to know my true self in fullness. Then something magical happened. I began to witness manifestations materialize in my life more frequently. It was like I could think of somebody and they would just pop up. I could think of something and it would happen. I could put it on my vision board and it was likely to happen. All things didn't happen right away, but there was some very rapid, swift manifestations. It started to pick up. I started manifesting on a larger scale. Towards the end of 2024 to 2025, I manifested a career shift. I manifested a trip to Bali. What is key here, how Flowstate was birthed, was before I even got to Bali, I just knew I had to be there. Like I had to make it to Bali. Like my soul yearned and called me to Bali. Bali is where a graduation happened within. I completed a cycle of transformation on my 40th birthday as I sat with healers. A transcendent experience. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. And what I experienced that way, I carried on for months after I left Bali. That's how powerful it was. When I say there will never be a time you will not hear me bring up Bali, it won't be. It literally transformed my life. The key thing that happened when I sat with healers on my 40th birthday is I was reaffirmed I am a healer. And that I was now being called to heal and create a healing community, which is where the vision of Flowstate came in. So I came here innately to help others. So my entire life, I have desired to do so. I've helped others shift their lives, elevate them, motivate them. I've emotionally held space for others and have been seen in my community as an influential advice giver because of this natural just beingness. Bali was a full circle moment for me. I was meeting everybody I was destined to meet, to remind me of my journey, but also affirm that I was in alignment with my purpose. When I arrived, I felt very much so like I was returning to myself. And I did. By the time that I left, I returned to myself. I released the most profound tears the day before I left Bali. Understanding everything that led up to that moment was absolutely necessary for me to live the experience and walk into the calling that I was intended to walk in. It was divine. I cannot say that this was ever chance. Ever. Because it was my destiny. It was my destiny. All of my chakras, they were just wide open. And I began to see, to feel, and experience life so differently. I experienced it so differently. Nothing had changed about my circumstance, but I had changed my circumstance by changing from within deeply that day.